Update 2. My nightmare mother-in-law ambushed me and demanded I get a paternity test or else she will sue me, and my husband did nothing to protect me. I decided to stay with my husband and play along until I find a new flat. Previously, my husband promised me that I would never see his mother again, but he lied to me. We had a visit to the doctor, just me and my husband. When I arrived at the clinic to get the test done, my husband was not there, but his mother was. I feel ashamed remembering that. I could not control my emotions at all. I called him crying and he said he didn't break his promise because it was not a doctor's visit, they would just take our blood. He was late to his appointment. I was alone with his mother in the room and I was crying the whole time. Nurses treated me badly, not talking to me and only talking to her and making faces when I made noises. Looking back, I see why they did that, because it did look like I was a young and stupid girl who cheated and is now paying for her choices, the way I acted. But I could not do anything about it. I had another episode where I had no thoughts, only panic, and could not control my emotions. Later I found out that his mother paid for the test as well. I still don't know why. He has enough money. After taking me home, he told me that I acted very inappropriately, and he feels ashamed because he can't invite his mother home. He also told me that my behavior makes him feel like he doesn't want to stay married to me. Now, I feel even thankful for this comment. It snapped me out of my panicked state. I felt a lot of shame for wanting a divorce, but this helped me understand that it is the right thing to do. I thought that when my husband and his mother would get the results, they would leave me alone, but I was wrong. When they learned that I was faithful, it got so much worse. His mother basically moved in with us to help with my pregnancy. It was hell. She was texting and calling me all the time, demanding to know when I would be home. In a way, I am glad my job is so demanding, because I had an excuse to not be in contact with her when I was working and to do some things after work without her being suspicious. However, I still had to sleep and spend evenings and weekends at home, and it was hell. She was with me all the time. She even waited outside the bathroom door for me and was knocking when I took too long. My husband said that she feels sorry and wants to show me that she cares, because I looked troubled. To me, it didn't feel this way. I could not do anything, because she made me feel so anxious. She started cleaning, cooking and everything else, and she was not nice about it. She also forced me to sleep in the same bed as my husband, and these nights were so horrible, I don't want to remember them at all. Thankfully, I moved out after 2 weeks, but the apartments are very expensive. I can't stay in the apartment I am renting right now long term. If I manage to make it until the end of the spring, I can rent something more affordable, but I can rent something cheaper after 3 months as well. I will wait and see. Because of the situation with his mother, I only took the most important things. Most of my clothes, books, little things I like stayed there, and I probably would not get them back, but I am okay with it. When I moved, I just texted my husband telling him that I don't feel comfortable with him. I don't like how our life turned out to be. I don't want to live with his mother being with us constantly, and that is why I want to separate. He sent me a lot of texts. His mother did too, but I have not opened any texts from his mother since moving. It feels really good knowing I can just delete them. My husband was very mad. He called me a lot of bad things, said a lot of unpleasant stuff, as well as racial stuff. Reading that made me cry. When he asked me if I wanted a divorce, I told him that having to sleep in the same bed with him again, and to endure his touch made me understand that not only do I not love him anymore, I feel disgusted. He told me that either I am cheating and got pregnant by him by chance, or I am completely wrong as a human being, really messed up. To be honest, I agree. I don't think it is normal to fall out of love this quickly, but I don't know why this happened. I guess I truly am a person who is very unwell. My husband demanded that I give him and his mother daily updates on my pregnancy, but by that time I was really sure that I wanted to terminate the pregnancy, so I had to move quickly. I ended up getting the termination done, and it felt very strange, like a sort of relief, I suppose. Honestly, despite the pain and the general feeling of being ill, which is still with me today, I felt so much better after the procedure mentally. I placed a lot of my attention on the divorce itself, thinking that it would put an end to my state of panic, but it turned out that ending the pregnancy was what I needed. I know it sounds bad, but I want to be truthful. My reasoning is, if it is a trauma response, this child does not deserve a mother like that. And I am, apparently, a deeply unwell person who can't control when they would become motionless and full of fear, and who can fall out of love in a day, so I won't be a good mother to anyone. And I have to say with all certainty, my husband's mother does not deserve to have children in her care. I texted my husband I am no longer pregnant, and for now I am ignoring his calls and texts. I can't deal with that. All my friends are his friends, and his mother told everyone that I was pregnant without my permission on her Instagram, so all of them knew that I was pregnant and probably know that I ended it by now. Some of our friends reached out to me after I moved, and were offering support, but nobody texts me now, and 2 of them unfollowed me on Instagram. I knew that would happen and I am okay with that. I never had friends. I was always a weird person.